Are you ready? What's that look?
You are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Huh? Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, Doug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, Doug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, Doug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it. What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. How you doing today?
Guess what I did?
Today?
Yeah. I listened to our podcast
What?
on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Hey. I got
So-
to give the people what they want.
Here's what was going on. I was doing a job where I could have some earbuds in because I was just doing the same thing over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I turned on Glenn Beck.
As you do.
Listen, I like Glenn Beck.
You're a big fan of the Mormons.
Big fan of the Mormons. And
You're a BYU basketball fan.
all of it.
You love Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah, he's the best.
I mean, I don't know many Mormons that you don't love. Danny Ainge, is he a Mormon?
I don't know.
I think Danny Ainge is a Mormon.
He could be.
I'm pretty sure he is.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. Anyhow, it was too
Brigham
politi-
Young, though. Problematic. Sorry, continue.
Steve Young.
Steve Young, Mormon.
Yeah.
He's got to be related to Brigham Young, right?
Of
I've
course.
never asked
He's like his
myself that.
great grandson or something.
One of the million.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyways, it got too political. The Glenn Beck. Yeah, like I can't.
It's like
Take
saying
this.
I turned on Dan Patrick, but I didn't want to listen to sports. Like I turned on the Beatles, but it was too musical.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you turn on Glenn Beck, it's going to get political.
I know. Well, that's my problem. Is I want it to. I just want to be entertained.
Political. Let's get political.
I don't know what that is. Anyways. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I switched over to our podcast.
Yeah,
And
not a lot of politics there.
no, and it was great.
You know what our motto is when it comes to politics?
Make America great again.
No, like the great American band
Yeah.
MXPX once said, politics, schmolitics.
From Teenage Politics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too confusing. Politics, schmolitics.
Yeah.
It's too confusing. I mean, those were words ahead of their time.
Yeah, it
that
really
was a
was.
band that was really,
So here's the thing: if you're,
really,
we have 20,000 people who have listened to us audio,
yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
And so if you're still listening to us audio,
Yeah.
you need to at least check out the video. Which
or
is
keep the mystery alive,
you think?
Maybe. I don't know.
Listen, they're both great.
I have been listening to Nate Bargatze's podcast called Nate Land.
He's on YouTube.
He's just like us.
It's the same show.
He's not as funny as us, but he's just like us.
He's just like us, except not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, way more successful.
Yes.
But success and
Define-
talent are not the same thing. You see?
Yeah.
There are some successful artists that
Yes.
just slop some paint.
Yes.
And then there's some people that can do these amazing sketches and no one even knows who they are. They'll never sell anything.
Starving
You see?
artist.
Success, talent, two different things. Anyway, I listen to Nate Land,
Yeah.
the Nate Bargatze podcast. He's got two other guys on there that I was not familiar with.
Yeah.
Didn't know their milieu, as it is.
I don't know what
as
that
it was.
means.
Was unfamiliar with them, and so I watched YouTube just so that I could see what they looked like.
Oh, yeah. Were you
And then I had to watch again to be like, no, which one's which voice until
Right.
I could figure out. So now when I'm listening to it, I can picture, oh, that's the fat guy, that's the weird kind of middle-aged bald guy, and then I know Nate's voice.
Yeah.
I was actually disappointed in his last podcast. He said last weekend I was in Columbus doing a show, and I was like,
What?
I was really disappointed. I'd have gone. I'd have quit whatever
He
I
should
was
have
doing.
done it with us.
Listen, I know.
Nate,
if you're
come on.
watching, Jason will eat 50 donuts or
Yeah.
whatever. 3 dozen is all they're saying.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah. I've done that on accident.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I really did. I ate 2 dozen Tim Hortons donuts.
Full donuts?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was still hungry. I mean, at the end I'm like,
a donut has no nutritional value. It doesn't fill you up in the way that I think
listen, you eat enough donuts, there's nothing else going.
But I think they're saying Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme.
Oh, I could put
the
down
least filling donut there
50
is.
easy.
I've eaten 5 Krispy Kreme donuts and didn't even know I did it.
They melt in your mouth.
I looked at the box. I said, "Why are there 5 that are gone?" And then I had frosting on my beer.
You woke up with frosting plastered everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of frosting and regrets. That's
we're on
what I usually
YouTube.
wake up with.
We're on Facebook. We're on Spotify.
All of the things.
We're on Podbean. We're on Apple Podcasts.
We're on the Google Podcast app. I checked it the other day.
iHeartRadio possibly too. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't. Lots of things.
Anyway, you listened to it and you liked it.
I really did.
I listened to our podcast.
Yeah. Well, I kind of gave up on it because I'm like, it's getting kind of boring.
Yeah. No, I get it. Mm-hmm.
But I actually think it's pretty good.
Well, that's
I just
good,
wanted
Jason.
mindless entertainment, and I think that's what we provide.
No one's more mindless than we are. That's
Yes.
the Lauer Road Radio pledge. We will use the least amount of mind power
Yes.
possible.
Yeah. So
I know
thought that was
last
pretty
week
good.
or the week before I said I was going to be a tea guy.
Yeah.
Well,
You've drank coffee ever since. That was like 2 weeks ago.
I've been drinking tea during the days. I've been drinking tea.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
I've been drinking tea. But not, I mean, being a tea guy doesn't mean that I'm stopping coffee. But now I'm getting into the pour over. See, because I've done the French press for a while, and all the pretentious guys that I watch on YouTube, the pretentious
They've moved
coffee
from
experts,
French press to the
they're
pour
all
over.
saying the pour over is the way to go. It is
Yeah.
the best way to get your coffee, and it's a very complex process. You got to let it bloom. There's a
Yeah.
whole thing, and so I've been perfecting the pour over. That's my new thing.
I just really want to try the cowboy coffee.
I want to try the cowboy coffee too.
The Jeff Goldblum. They like cook it for like 4 hours over an open fire.
Yeah, I don't know what's going
It
on.
sounds like it would be disgusting.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting, but hey, they say it's not. They've been cooking it in the same pot for 50 years. He's like, never washed the pot. I only make coffee. So, but I'm drinking coffee. It's a pour over. It's my 4th coffee of the day, probably. And it's pretty good. I'm zeroing it in.
Okay.
I mean, it's not perfect yet.
What are you brewing?
I don't even know where I got these beans from, to be honest with you.
China Mysteries beans.
And, yeah, they're I put them in a thing a long time ago. And I just had them at the studio here, so I pulled them out to grind them and stuff. So I got to take the pour over home and use my preferred coffee bean that I have at the house, grind it correctly.
Yes. What type of water are you using?
Well, see, that's the problem. This is tap water.
Oh.
So I got to get some spring water. That's the best.
Yeah.
Not purified.
Yeah.
Because you need those minerals, man.
Yeah.
You need those minerals.
Yep.
So I got to get some spring water and try it with that. I think that's, for me, that's the biggest Achilles heel of this cup of coffee is the water. The water's tap water. It's not great.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. I'd give credit to wherever I listened to it, except I don't remember. And they were making a big deal. A lady had pulled up to a Starbucks and ordered a hot cold brew coffee. And the lady at the counter was like, "Ma'am, that's not a thing."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't tell me it's not a thing. I've ordered it here before. I ordered this all the time at Starbucks."
Right.
She's like, "Okay, maybe I'm just unfamiliar with it. Let me go check." So she goes to his manager and checks, and she's like, "Give him a black pike,
Yeah.
just hot."
Yeah.
And so she brings him, just the black coffee.
Yeah.
Takes a drink. "See, I told you."
Well.
I'm like, "What?"
Well, I know a coffee shop that only did cold brew.
Yeah.
And they made their cold brew very, what's what I'm looking for?
Concentrated. Yes.
And if you got a hot coffee, they'd pour a little bit of the cold brew in the bottom and then pour hot water over it, kind of like an Americano.
You talking main squeeze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen.
talking main squeeze.
Right here in Marion, Ohio.
You talking main squeeze?
I'm talking main squeeze. Did you shut your phone off?
Yeah, I'm going to shut it off now. Sorry.
Here's the thing, though. I've had their coffee 2 or 3 times. I like it a lot.
They don't do that anymore, though.
What?
Cold brew thing. They
Why?
just have a pour over. I mean, a drip coffee thing now. So
I thought it was really good.
Here's my
was
problem with it.
smooth.
I liked it. I
Yeah.
liked it when it was right, but it wasn't always right. It was very inconsistent.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a fan of the main squeeze. You know, we'll advertise for them all day.
Yeah.
But I
For
felt like
money.
I felt like depending on who was working there for money. Yeah. I felt like whoever was working there, it was a different cup of coffee, and
Yeah.
so I stopped ordering it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variables with that.
Listen, not everybody can just make an amazing cup of coffee like myself. I'm gonna open up a coffee shop. I decided yesterday
Yeah.
with my free time.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'll work it on my free time.
Okay.
Which will be never.
Well,
Unless
listen,
you pay me.
you and I open up a killer coffee shop.
Yeah.
Just got a couple TVs on the wall, some
Yeah.
comfortable seating. All we got to do is be the Sam Malone of coffee.
Yes.
See, Sam Malone, though, served alcohol. He drank coffee.
Yeah.
So maybe we serve coffee.
And drink alcohol. No, we need to make this happen. I think it would be the best coffee shop in Marion.
I'm 100% sure that we could do this.
Yeah.
And then we get Andrew's Donuts delivered.
Yeah.
So that's the pastry.
Yes.
Andrew can take the profit from that.
I think we
We're just
highlight
about-
Marion.
We're just about the
Yeah.
coffee, you
Yeah.
know? And we just make a killer cup of coffee.
Yes.
Every cup made is made fresh. That is the guarantee for Lauer Road
Are we
Coffee.
only going to be open, 6 to noon?
6 to noon? No. Here's my thing. We have kids that can work this thing. We're open from 6 to midnight.
What?
This is a college town, Jason.
Is it?
It is.
I mean, there are some college
I
kids.
know, but the problem is there's more now, but there's not as much for them to come to. When I'm 19, 20, 21 years old, and it's like a Friday night, a Thursday night, or whatever, and we just got done watching a movie,
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a coffee shop, sit down, shoot the breeze, drink coffee, play chess, or something like
Whatever
that.
19-year-olds do,
I don't
yeah.
know what 19-year-olds do, but have a place to go. I guess they're going to just be on their phones, but have a place to go
Yeah.
that's like late that I can hang out and drink coffee. This is what I want. And our kids can work it. They're old enough now. Stella can work it. Levi can work it. And
Yeah.
Michaela's 15. She can work it
Yeah.
too. So we have 3 employees.
Okay. Minimum wage, right? They can work
paying
off they work off of tips.
This is an internship. We're
Oh,
teaching them
yes.
life skills.
Yes. I like it.
Honestly, Jason, I know we could do this.
Listen, this is probably a conversation off air. If we
don't
could
have
bring
those.
no, we don't. Actually, we avoid seeing and talking to each
Anytime
other.
anything interesting is said between us, it's like, ah!
Yeah. Right before the show, we had a whole conversation about Napoleon Dynamite. Like, we are just wasting our time talking.
We are.
Yeah.
And-
We need to make this happen.
I think we can. I've got vision for it. So
Okay.
let's just make
Let's
it
do
happen.
it.
You want to continue our Napoleon Dynamite conversation?
Well, they're talking about a sequel. They've
been talking about a sequel for a while.
That's what I'm saying. They have been for
And I want it,
a while.
and it's a mistake. It's like a funnel cake.
So tell me this. Would you rather see one where it's the Kip story or the Uncle Rico story, or just continue down the road of
what
Napoleon?
I want, and I know I shouldn't have because it won't be good, what I want is just a sequel. I want more of everybody. I
Okay.
don't want just the Kip story. I don't think the Kip story is as funny if it's not balanced with
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah.
I want more of everybody. I want them all in it, but it's not going to work. I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
So, did you ever watch the cartoon?
No.
Yeah, it was like a Fox cartoon that they made for one season.
Yeah.
And
Was it good?
I kind of liked it, but it
Yeah.
was a totally different thing. you know?
Alternate universe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just felt different because
Yeah.
it was a cartoon. So, but yeah, so there it is. We're both big fans of Napoleon Dynamite.
Very big.
You okay?
Yeah, I was pulling up my things.
Jason, every week we come in with 3 things
Before we get to the 3
that
things, we have to do hashtag part of the team.
Oh, yes. So there's a contest,
Yeah.
and if you comment on YouTube or Facebook or...
Anything, we'll look for it.
Yeah, we'll look for it.
But
We'll
the
find it.
2 that will be most
That's your 2
prevalent.
safest.
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook, if you comment hashtag part of the team, then you will be entered to win a $50 gift card to a restaurant of your choice.
Right. We will be drawing that in October.
Mm-hmm.
So this runs the whole month of September.
Mm-hmm.
You have October to do it.
Yep.
So I'm excited. I can't wait to do this.
All
I
right.
think it's going to be good.
Jason, what is your first thing?
My first thing I don't know if you saw the story a couple days ago, a YouTuber, which still blows my mind that there are people out there like that. Well, listen, I would like to be called a YouTuber. The other day, we were watching something on TV. This is not what I'm talking about, but we're watching something on TV and they were talking about a YouTuber. And Gus was like fascinated by it. And I turned to Gus, who's 10 years old. I said, hey, you know your dad's a YouTuber. And he rolls his eyes. And yeah. I don't define myself as a YouTuber.
No.
We are on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's not who we are.
I feel like you're a YouTuber if you're making a living off of it.
Yeah. Which I would gladly do. A YouTuber live streamed himself
Yes.
taking a dookie on Nancy Pelosi's driveway in San Francisco. He was immediately arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be.
And it was bad because it's like a national security thing. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, I don't. Well, I'm against any of that activity on any driveway. I mean, unless you're like a 17-year-old kid, you know, and it's like your friend. I feel like that's.
Yeah.
But once you're over the age of 18, 22, and you're and the other person involved is over that age, you know, as well. If any of the two parties are over that age, the pooper or the poopee.
Right. There was a really great story, this was months ago, about a high school principal
I know. It's
that
fabulous.
was pooping at the 50-yard line on the football field.
Of the opposing team.
Of the opposing team.
Of their rival. Every morning. It was his routine. You know? To do it once is like, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, every day, you don't think that at some point, somebody's gonna be like, well, I'm just camping out all night here. And
Set
I'm
up
gonna
some
wait
security
for
cameras.
it to happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Trail cams. Something.
The moxie on that guy.
Listen.
That's a guy that I want to root for. I like that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
He believes in his team. I think he immediately got fired. As he should have.
I just can't imagine myself doing that.
Oh, I can imagine you doing it. I mean, if somebody told me that story and they said, who in your life could you imagine doing that?
Live streaming it on YouTube?
Oh, no, the Pelosi thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, the
That's a
50-yard line all day.
mistake. Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Pooping at Nancy Pelosi's driveway, maybe, but not live stream.
But if you were going to do it, she's probably the one you would pick.
Or, yeah, there's a handful. I don't want to get into politics.
You did it. I mean, you're the one. This is your first thing. It was very political.
I think it was more of a poop story than a Pelosi story.
What's the difference? My first thing is I was telling the kids about I don't know how we came across this story. I think we saw this guy. I think, at a store, and I said, hey, that was my 8th grade English or history teacher.
Mr. Emery?
Oh, wait a minute. 7th grade history teacher,
Who's that?
Mr. Parrish.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, he shot your Uncle Jason.
Yeah.
So, Jason, I just remember the story.
Yeah.
And so tell the people what the story is.
So you were in 7th grade. I'm in 8th grade. Mm-hmm. And we are at... Were you there?
Yeah,
Did you see it happen?
Yeah, I was there.
We were in Prospect, Ohio, at the park.
Yeah.
And we were practicing for track, junior high track. Mm-hmm. And somehow, as he's talking to us all, he was the head coach.
Yeah.
I was talking to 2 or 3 other people.
Yes.
I would not shut up. I was just talking. Mm-hmm. So he told me to run laps.
Yeah.
While he's continuing his speech to the team.
Right.
So I take off and I run a lap. As I come back around, I get this goofy look on my face.
Which, I mean, is the standard look of your face, but in particular, yes.
I couldn't help it because I saw everything playing out before my eyes. I'm like, I'm going to draw all of the attention to myself, and I'm going to make people laugh.
Yes.
That was my goal. Mission accomplished. I come around the corner, and I start like doing this
that
thing.
Specifically is what I remember. And you were kind of Deion Sanders high-stepping.
Yeah, I was high-stepping it and like, raising the roof before, it was a thing.
And Mr. Parrish, without, like he planned it.
Well, everybody starts laughing and busting up. He's facing, I'm behind him. So he's facing the crowd.
Yeah, and he did it like he woke up in the morning and thought, I'm going to shoot Jason Owings today. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen anybody hesitate less.
I'll be your huckleberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was ready. So he turns around and he sees me doing this thing and the Deion Sanders, the high
the
step
crowd, and everybody in the stands is like,
yeah, exactly.
laughing
And he had the starter pistol.
yeah, which are blanks.
They're blanks.
Nobody freak out here.
He pointed it at me and shot me.
Yeah,
And I took off like a dart.
yeah,
It took off fast.
yeah.
And I knew it was a starter gun. He wasn't shooting me for
Is
real.
it okay to tell this story?
I don't know, but I've talked to him about it later. Did I tell you this?
Yeah.
So he was his grandson played baseball with my son. Mm-hmm. So I saw him at a couple games, and I always wanted to just go back and talk to him about it. But I thought, no, it doesn't matter. And then the opportunity presented itself. We were kind of sitting beside each other, and I said, hey, I don't know if you're going to remember this. Mm-hmm. Did not remember it.
Must have done it a few times. Must have been
when I told him, he's like, it sounds like something I would do. Because I just don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
So, and then we had the conversation. If he'd done that today, he had been fired in a heartbeat.
School would have been sued for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I got
know.
no problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem with it either. If my kid was acting up, and any one of them could have,
Yeah. Yeah.
some more than others, I would expect the same treatment.
I will say I've never seen you run so fast.
Ooh, I took off.
When that gun fired, I mean, you were like, man, you were gone. It was hilarious. It's a great story. I tell it all the time.
Yeah.
And it made me happy.
Yes.
So that was my first thing, is a story that I had you tell. What's your second thing?
Okay. Okay, so Prospect Park.
You know I love Prospect.
I know. We talk about the Prospect Park frequently. And I don't know if we've ever done this, but I think it's time that we do it.
Yeah.
I want to do the Mount Rushmore of community park things. Okay. So not necessarily Prospect. It
But
could
you're at a small town
community park.
And there's going to be some standard things in that community park.
Yes.
Like a picnic
a shelter house. Yes.
Okay.
I think like a baseball field.
I think, yeah, baseball field definitely.
Right? Community park. You're talking America.
Baseball field?
Yeah.
Shelter house.
Yes. I feel like some sort of drinking fountain.
Well, obviously we're going to be predisposed.
Because the Prospect drinking fountain is the best.
It's
a
the
huge
best
hand
drinking
pump.
fountain
Yeah.
that's ever existed.
In my book,
history
yeah.
of drinking fountains.
Yeah.
It's got the big pump, and it's got the water thing that you can release and wash your hands with or whatever, and it's got the spout for drinking, and the harder you pump it, the faster the water goes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a little shelter over it. It's fantastic.
It is.
It's great. It makes me so happy.
So if you move on to the playground area, so I'm assuming every park is going to have a playground. I think, well, see, that's what I'm going to say. So I think swing,
Slide.
merry-go-round, teeter-totter. But that would be a Mount Rushmore of playground stuff. We're talking park stuff.
I mean, sidebar, really quickly. The Mount Rushmore of playground equipment
Okay.
is swing, slide, teeter-totter, merry-go-round.
Monkey bars?
Oh, crap.
It's the monkey bars. I think you got to get rid of the teeter-totter and go with the monkey bars.
You can't get rid of the teeter-totter. How can I get rid of the teeter-totter?
I don't know if everybody has a teeter-totter. I think everybody has monkey bars.
Pretty iconic.
Listen, I guess iconic, if you go that route, a teeter-totter is more iconic than the monkey bars. You still have a scar on your forehead from the monkey bars.
Yeah. Not in Prospect Park, at Elgin South Elementary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fell down. And the rest of my body kept on going in my head. Exploded into the concrete. So much blood.
Okay. Merry-go-round, slide, swing, and we're either going to go monkey bars or we're going to go teeter-totter.
Sophie's choice.
I don't know what that means.
You know, if you're making me...
we'll go teeter-totter.
Yeah, if you're making me choose, I'm going to say teeter-totter.
Okay.
Because I feel like in life, you can monkey around on a lot of things, you know?
How often can you teeter-totter?
There's no teeter-totter that just happens.
Spontaneous teeter-tottering.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I guess you get like a long 2x6 and a bucket, you know?
Hey, look at me.
But still, it's not going to be natural. It's just, it doesn't have the handle.
Yeah.
It's a teeter-totter.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so are we going to implement some of this into...
So what we know, the Mount Rushmore of community parks, we know baseball field.
Yes.
And we know shelter house.
I think those are two
things
locks.
that we know.
Right.
Okay.
So I do like, I'm biased towards the drinking fountain.
Yeah, I think there ought to be something like that there.
Yeah. Depending upon, where you live, there might be some type of concessions.
I'd like to have a restroom.
That'd be nice.
Especially if I'm taking my little kids there.
Yeah.
That
would be nice. And not a porta potty.
No, an actual restroom.
Yeah.
With a urinal trough, just like you should have.
Yeah. What about horseshoes?
I like the horseshoes. I think other things would kick it off. I think we could say playground.
Okay. We're going to use playground.
Because it's not like we're using the whole baseball field. We're not saying like dugout or, first base.
Are we going to have a dog park within the community park?
It's not necessary.
So there are separate dog parks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely shelter house, baseball field, playground.
What about bench?
In a minute, we should do the Mount Rushmore of baseball fields, too.
Okay, that's fine. Walking
First
track.
base, second base, third base.
Listen.
What?
Walking track.
I'd like there to be a walking track that goes through, meanders through the entire park. I'd like a creek running through the park.
Come on. What are we talking about? Of course.
If I had to choose creek or walking path, I'd probably take creek.
Really?
Yeah. Because I can walk anyway. I can walk on grass.
If you could have a walking path by the creek.
Well, obviously, this is ideal.
A bridge.
Come on. What are we talking about? Yes.
That's the best.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
that's really where Prospect Park falls flat. No creek running through.
Except once a year when it floods.
Well, then it's just a lake. You can go to the kind of
drainage ditch.
Basically, it's a drainage ditch. You can go over there and hop in if you want, but why?
Okay, so baseball field, shelter house,
Playground,
bathrooms.
That's boring. I guess walking path. We'll say walking trail.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Okay, so we did that. We did the Mount Rushmore playground.
Now the Mount Rushmore of shelter houses.
Okay.
Picnic bench.
Activity.
What?
Like a stage in like open space.
Oh.
Activity shelter house.
This is a high class shelter house. It's got a stage.
Well,
I like that.
It's a little,
I like a stage in a shelter house.
It's a platform. Built-in fireplace.
Oh, I literally was just going to say that. If I could get a shelter house with a built-in fireplace and a stage, I don't need to go anywhere else. So, fireplace, stage, picnic benches.
Yeah. Trash can.
Overhang. What? I just think at some point you got to have a roof,
Well, isn't that what a shelter house is?
I guess that's true. Trash cans?
Yeah, you got to.
No. Power.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You don't want to go to a shelter house without power.
No, because I want to hang some lights and it's going to get late. The fire's going to go on. There's going to be a talent show, square dancing.
On the stage.
Yeah.
Stage, fireplace, power.
Give me that shelter house at the park that we just created with a creek that's meandering through it and a walking trail.
Yes. That's heaven.
Literally.
Yeah. That's my backyard. That's my mansion in the sky. That's the backyard.
Okay, the Mount Rushmore of baseball diamonds. Dugouts.
Bags.
Wall, like outfield wall.
Lights.
Because here's what I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like a baseball diamond that just goes on forever. I want a home run wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know when you're at that park and it's just like you're going to hit it and they keep on running?
Well, I've played in softball tournaments where we had, when I was 18, I was fast. and we had one of the fastest outfields. And so I liked it with no wall.
Yeah.
Because we could catch everything.
Sure.
And when there's a wall...
But just aesthetically,
I'm with
I
you,
like
yeah.
a wall.
Okay, so we're talking dugouts, bags,
Outfield wall.
outfield wall, and
Backstop.
yeah, I was gonna say lights.
I mean, if you can get them, that's nice.
Some parks have them, some don't.
But I feel like a backstop is with the kind of tilted overhang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's standard.
Okay, that's fine.
Backstop, bags, wall, dugouts.
Okay.
And if we can have lights, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Put it in this
Of
park that
course.
we're creating.
Yeah. LED lights. Okay, that was my.
All right, my second thing
Yeah.
is there's a friend of mine, and he broke his arm years ago. And he was telling us about the hospital trip. And he, I think, went to Marion, and then he had to fly to Columbus, and it was this major surgery.
Do I know this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bad break. It was a really bad break. And he had to have surgery. It was like a whole thing. It wasn't just like a minor thing. It was a really serious arm break. His entire bill for this whole experience, $80,000.
Wow.
Because of the surgery, the helicopter, just everything.
Yeah.
$80,000.
Yeah.
And Erica was telling me about that, and I'm just blown away. And I said, he gave me the choice between my arm and $80,000. I might take the $80,000.
Yeah.
What's your number?
Okay. Are we talking removal of the arm?
Yeah, like let's say arm. I mean, you have a nub.
So no elbow.
No elbow. Yes.
Okay. 80,000?
80,000.
I don't know. 80,000 is not a lot.
Let's say it's your left arm, just for the sake of making it
Deal.
easier. Okay.
80,000.
80,000?
No, I don't think I would. I think like $500,000.
$500,000?
Yeah. Or
Left
maybe
arm, $500,000.
I would.
Right arm?
$500,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, things change for me. If right arm, left arm that's a big deal for me.
I don't care. To me, it's a body limb.
Would you rather lose a leg? I feel like if I had to lose a limb, my left arm is the thing I'd get rid of. I want both of my legs.
Yeah. Technology. I mean, you could be on a wheelchair and like little hoverboard stuff. People do it.
Samuel L. Jackson in Unbreakable. That kind of situation.
I don't know.
I just watched that.
It's a great
I believe
movie.
I just discovered M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Oh,
So we watched.
we have a bunch on our.
The Village, Signs, and Unbreakable.
Yes.
So he liked them.
You need to watch The Visit.
No, I'm not gonna watch that.
It's really good.
I'm not gonna watch it.
It's really good.
I
Have you watched
I
Stella? What's the one with the elevator? The Devil. Oh, that one's really
I
good.
probably won't watch that one either.
It's not like stupid, weird, scary. It's a fascinating. M. Night is the best storyteller on the planet.
I don't know about that.
Changed my mind. He is a fabulous storyteller.
I mean, he's a good storyteller. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, just whoever's doing whatever they're doing at Pixar, they're pretty good at telling stories.
That's true. That's a conglomerate. That's a lot of people.
Lasseter, is that his name?
I don't know. Wally.
Okay. Well, anyway,
$80,000.
$80,000 or an arm.
Yeah, no, I'd keep my arm for $80,000. But that's not even a choice. If you break
No,
your
it's not
arm,
a choice.
Yeah.
But I mean, just thinking about it, I was like, man, $80,000 seems like
What about a finger, like your left pinky?
how much for my left pinky?
Yeah. Someone
Play the guitar. I use it
yeah.
quite a bit. I'd
Well,
almost
you're talking to losing a whole
Can I
arm.
lose my right pinky instead?
Yeah, I
I'd
don't
much
care.
rather lose my right pinky.
Left arm or right pinky?
Right pinky. Yeah, because I live my left. I'm not playing the guitar at all if I lose my left arm.
All you need is two fingers on your right arm, right?
I guess.
Finger and thumb
Yeah.
to hold a pick.
Mm-hmm.
So you could lose all three fingers.
Yes.
Ring, pinky, middle.
Yes.
For how much?
Um.
To lose these three on your right hand.
Lose those three in my right hand.
Yeah.
So I can still hold a pick.
You can still hold a
There's
pick.
some things I can't
pencil?
do, but I can hold a pencil. Not very.
You could type.
Okay, and
like
how
this.
much
Yeah.
to lose those 3? Man, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot I'm not going to be able to do.
That's true. It'd be hard to throw a baseball.
I'm holding onto that opposable thumb though. I mean, I feel like I could. I'd grab the
thumb
baseball
is-
like that.
yeah.
You know.
The thumb is huge.
$50,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Not enough to pay off your mortgage.
No, it is not. But I mean, if I'm being honest,
50,000.
I think I would do it for $50,000.
I would not. What's that going to do? Get you a year off of work? 50,000 is nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not me.
All right, Jason, what's your third thing?
My third thing. What? Okay. If you had to live in a decade,
Okay.
period of 10 years,
Okay.
between 1776,
Okay.
the founding of the country, signing of the Declaration of Independence,
Right.
and 2076. So we could fast forward basically 55, 56 years. So any 10-year period for you to be in your life right now.
I hear you. I feel like it would probably be a 10-year period that nobody ever heard about. You know what I mean? Like where there wasn't a lot going on because
There's a lot of stuff going on all the time.
I feel like you ever hear anything about the 1820s? I never really did.
Transcontinental Railway.
Stop. You know,
But that's probably Lewis and Clark, 1820s.
so wait a minute. I get to go back in time.
Spend 10 years or forward in time.
Yeah, I leave this
Yeah.
time period. I spend 10 years
You got to
there.
take your family with you.
I got to take my family with me.
Yes.
I spend 10 years there, and then I come back to this time?
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be air conditioning.
So you're talking post 1960?
To visit for a week is one thing. If
To
I'm
live for
living
10
there
years.
for 10 years,
Yeah.
I need air conditioning. I'm weak.
Unless you lived up north. You don't have to live in Ohio.
1980s, I guess. I liked the 80s. They were good to me.
Stupid. Of all the time
I'm being honest.
that you could go to,
I feel like
The
my kids. I'd like
1980s.
my kids to experience the 80s.
they would be miserable. They would be miserable.
Maybe.
They would be. I know they would be.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. All the games are like anything, any fun is like not even close.
Yeah.
What they have on their iPhone is a billion times better than anything you could experience in the 1980s.
I hear you. I like the 1980s. I like the baseball uniforms in the 1980s.
yeah.
You
You have
know?
a great Montreal Expos hat.
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
I think it's finally bit the dust. I don't
Yeah.
think I could hold on to it anymore.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
a
it for a
great
long
hat.
time.
No, I think it'd be fun. Well, okay, my official answer is as late as possible, like the 2070.
Things might not be going very well.
Well, I would like to see it.
For 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So that's
the
what makes it
unknown.
difficult is
Yeah.
the 10 years spending there. If I just get a drop in for a day, yeah, I want to see the future. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it. That's what I want. But 10 years,
Well, just think
If
if you went
things
back
have
100 years ago, there's no air conditioning, right?
I know.
In the last 100 years, we went from horse and buggy to landing on the moon, supposedly. But can you imagine fast forwarding 50 years, what that's going to look like?
Yeah. I mean,
Flying
I hear ya.
cars.
I hear you.
All sorts of stuff. Holodeck. Food replicator.
Maybe. Or maybe post-apocalyptic,
Oh, that could be too.
you know.
I'll take the chance in the future.
Okay.
I do think, we're nostalgic in our sports
Yeah.
appreciation. I would love to go back and see like the 1920s, the Babe Ruth, the Ty Cobbs.
That was one of my thoughts was the
yeah.
20s to see the Yankees from the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
because I
that would
want to
be
see that for sure.
great. The 1950s had some great baseball. That would be good.
Yeah. Once again, I just want to experience it and then come back.
Right.
I don't want to live for 10 years in the 20s.
Oh, that'd be so bad.
I don't care. I mean, if we're talking America, I don't care where it is.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No. It would be awful,
Yeah,
right?
it'd be horrible.
Yeah.
So I'll
It
take
wasn't that long ago either.
No,
we
it
live in a
wasn't.
great time.
Great time to be alive.
Yes. Post 1980s.
Yeah.
When is the best time to be born?
Like if you're alive today,
Yeah.
I feel like
So if you went back to like you were born in 1950, you've seen quite a bit of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you've experienced the journey.
Yeah. You're mad right now. Just
for
angry.
a couple of reasons, yeah.
at
Get off
everything.
my lawn.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like being born in the 70s, because, much earlier than that, then you're not going to appreciate as much of the new technology. It's going to have passed you by in a way
Yeah.
that you're not quite familiar with it. You know
See,
what
I
I mean?
think
You're
if-
just going to get angry at the technology rather than it being, like, nice.
Yeah.
So I feel like 1973 is a good year to be
See,
born.
I feel like our kids' age, 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere in there,
Really?
2005, they're going to live a pretty great life.
I'd like to have been born yesterday. Got my whole life ahead of me,
You still have your whole life ahead of you.
Well, part of it's behind me, so...
That is true. That's my third thing.
Fair. I got a few different things that I've had on my list for a while that I don't know if it's a full thing. We did tease last week, though, that we were going to finish the Mount Rushmore fall activities because we're running out of time and we didn't quite do it. I don't know that that's my third thing, but I don't want to give the people what I promised.
Well, we've left a lot of promises out there.
That's true.
We don't have
You
to.
want to save it for another
No,
day?
we'll save it for another day.
I'll tell you what. Here's what we do. Let's just
We'll do
let
it
the
next.
show.
We'll do it next week.
Let's let the show go out on its own steam. And if we look at the clock and, man, we got to, stretch it out. You got to fill that time. Then we'll do the Mount Rushmore of fall activities.
So basically what we did last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my son has his driver's license. And it's awesome. At first it was a little nerve-wracking, sending him off and telling him a lot of times over and over again, be careful, make sure that you're, being safe and everything.
All of those things, yeah.
But we send him to the store. We send him to take his sister to the doctor's office. He had to get his haircut today. He drove himself. You want to go hang out with his friends? He drove himself. We have him drive himself everywhere, and it's fantastic. It's awesome. I love it. Making my life a lot better. And it was a big deal just to watch him go through that. I think it's like one of the major landmarks of like adulthood, So what do you think are for the Mount Rushmore of landmarks to go from childhood to adulthood? Maybe it's getting your own car ahead of driver's license.
Yeah, I would a job because that dictates responsibility.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're not just sitting at home on the couch. Like you have to get up and go do something.
Yeah.
Welcome to the adult life.
Voting. It feels that first time you vote, it feels very like, whoa, I'm like an actual adult. To me, that was a big landmark. The first time I stepped into that booth and, clicked the ticket for Al Gore, I was like,
Oh my gosh.
I love the planet, Jason. I'm not gonna.
Fake news.
So job, marriage is a big one.
As a kid?
No,
From
like
kid to adult?
I feel like there's still a part of you. I feel like marriage is actually I think like becoming a parent is the last thing where it's just like now you're just a full-fledged adult.
Yeah, you don't have a choice anymore.
Some people that happens when they're 16 years old,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's like the last thing. And I just can't be a kid anymore at all. I have to be an actual adult.
So marriage or
Family,
yeah.
I don't know.
Teddy asked me the other day. Stella, I don't know if I told you this. Teddy goes, can you just marry your sister? I said, no.
Well,
you know,
I mean,
it
some
doesn't
people
really
have.
work that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Teddy was, you know, he goes, oh, I was just wondering. I was just, I don't know. I mean,
I'm asking for a friend.
yeah, I mean, my friend was just wondering. I mean, I'm not thinking about it, you know, but he was pretty funny.
That is funny.
Okay, so job, driving, that's a big thing.
I feel like moving out
Voting.
of the house, like your own apartment. That was, for me, that was a major landmark. It was a big deal.
Yeah. So I would say job, driving, your own place.
Job, driving, your own place.
You got one more. You think it's voting?
Voting?
I don't think so.
Maybe marriage.
Yeah.
Because then it's not just about you anymore and whatever you want to do.
Right.
And
Well,
even if
let's say family.
just say family.
Whether you're becoming a parent,
Let's just
or
assume that marriage
spouse
is like
or
the
whatever.
entry into family life. So
Yes. Yeah.
job, driving, your own place,
In your own family.
and your own family.
Yeah.
Then you're an adult. And you're wearing New Balance tennis shoes with jean shorts
I
and a
have
white
some of
t-shirt
those.
plug
Yeah.
tucked in, cutting your lawn diagonally.
Well, you want to cross it. And this week I'll mow it this way, and next week I'll mow it this way.
And then you turn your mower off and you go around and you look at it and you go. Just kind of admire it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that's a good feeling. That post, I nailed
Well,
it
ideally, you'd want to get a lemonade and sit out in the lawn,
on a lawn chair.
in a lawn chair, and enjoy possibly baseball game on the radio, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, randomly yelling at the kids.
Your own kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, stop that.
What are you doing? Do it again. See what happens.
That's one of my favorite. You challenge them a little bit. Do it again. Do it
Yeah.
again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. Do it. I'd love it. Nothing
Yeah.
would make me happier than if you did that again.
Yeah.
Because I want you, because I know what's going to happen. And I want you to know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Gideon is coming off of a 3-day being grounded from his phone.
Ooh.
So
Brutal.
this was interesting. So 3 days ago, he goes, well, Teddy came down and he's trying to show me a mark where Gideon bit him. So listen, we have some experience with
Yeah,
this.
we're not.
right?
That's a story for another day.
We're running out of time. But I said, he bit you. Yes, he bit me. I didn't see the teeth marks, but whatever. I said, go get him and bring him downstairs. And so Gideon comes downstairs. I said, tell me what just happened. I hit him, and then he hit me, and I hit him back. I said, okay. I said, did you bite him? He goes, yeah. Like, why didn't you tell me that? I just asked you, what did you
At least
do?
he didn't lie about it.
That is true. He just left it out. And so I said, give me your phone. He looks at me and, give me your phone. You're done. No more phone.
Yeah.
So he gives me his phone. I set it beside my chair. And I said, the next day, I said, have you learned your lesson? He goes, nope.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well,
I said, okay.
yeah.
And the next day, have you learned your lesson? Nope. So day 3, he goes, could I just have my phone back? I said, have you learned your lesson? He's like, yeah. Like, what's the lesson?
Yeah. What is the
Don't
lesson?
hit and don't bite.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Fine.
You should have learned that day 2.
Immediately.
Just so
He's the reason he lied about it. He knew it wasn't the right thing to do.
he knew.
All right, Jason, play the Netflix suggestion of the week. We gotta shorten this song.
Netflix, Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus.
Okay, stop right there. What? That's what it should be.
Netflix,
Yeah, it just goes on and on.
Netflix, watch
Yeah.
these shows with us.
Chorus two.
Netflix,
Maybe-
Netflix, or
Maybe we should start it off
Hulu
lower
Plus.
and talk over it for a bit.
That's a
Or maybe Amazon Prime.
This is the best part of the
something
song.
like that, like YouTuber. We don't want to
Oh,
put
yeah.
a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Pitch perfect, just like Celine Dion.
My Netflix suggestion of the week
Right.
is brought to you by YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Enter the Buzzsaw with Sean Stone.
All right.
It's Oliver Stone's Oliver Stone's son,
Right.
has his own TV program.
Uh-huh.
And there's 3 or 4 seasons of it on YouTube.
Okay.
Conspiracy theory, right? His dad did the JFK.
Yeah.
And so once again, give me a good conspiracy theory.
You're a big fan of the conspiracy theory.
Nobody's more conspiratorious than I am.
Jesse Ventura.
I mean, I think we're right there.
Yeah?
Yeah. 9/11 was an inside job.
So what's the show called?
Enter the Buzzsaw with Sean Stone.
Enter the Buzzsaw. Okay, Jason, my Netflix suggestion of the week. It's like this.
Yeah, tell me.
It's like, you ever been to a restaurant
Yes.
and then ordered something that you really liked?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go back to that restaurant, you think to yourself, I really liked that, but I kind of want to try other things too,
Yeah.
But every time you eat whatever, you're just thinking, I just went I think it's TGI Fridays, they have a Jack Daniel's burger. I don't go to TGI, I don't even remember the last time I went. But I remember there was a period in my life where I must have lived close to one, and I went a few times.
Yeah.
And I would try to order other things. I was like, man, I just want that burger, So I finally learned my lesson.
Is this Netflix?
Yeah.
Hurry up.
I realized that I've been looking for something that was right in front of me the whole time. Frasier. I'm back.
What?
I went through the entire season, and I've been looking for a new Frasier in my life, and there is no new Frasier. So it's Frasier. All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, boo, sit. Good dog.
I've spoken.